Good evening. Take one slow breath. Stay for a while. Lately, 8 out of every 10 people who come talk to me eventually steer the conversation to the same place. AI is developing so fast. Am I going to lose my job? Will what my children are learning even be useful anymore? I completely understand this panic because I sometimes feel it myself. Today, I want to start with an old Daoist story before we get into this fear. The story is called "The Old Man at the Frontier Loses His Horse." An old man living near the border kept a horse. One day, for no apparent reason, the horse ran away, crossing into the territory of a neighboring nomadic tribe. His neighbors came to console him, saying what a shame it was. The old man simply replied, "How do we know this isn't a good thing?" A few months later, the horse returned on its own and brought with it a fine, spirited horse from the tribe's territory. The neighbors came to congratulate him. The old man again replied, "How do we know this isn't a bad thing?" With this new fine horse in the household, the old man's son loved riding it. One day he fell off and broke his leg. The neighbors came again to offer their sympathy. The old man gave the same answer. "How do we know this isn't a good thing?" A year later, the tribe launched a massive invasion, and every able-bodied young man at the border was conscripted to fight. 9 out of 10 of them died in battle. Because the old man's son had a broken leg, he was spared from conscription, and father and son both survived. This story has been told for thousands of years, and many of you have probably heard it before. But I want to point out one detail worth noticing. From beginning to end, the old man never once tried to predict what would happen next. He never said, "The horse ran away, so something good is bound to happen." Nor did he say, "My son's broken leg must be there to save his life." Every single time, all he did was ask a question. How do we know this isn't a good thing? He wasn't prophesying the future. He was refusing to rush to a conclusion about what any given event meant. Now, when we face AI, the core of our panic is actually the very same thing. We are far too eager to draw a conclusion about a massive, still unfolding change. AI will take my job. AI will leave my children with no future. AI will destroy everything familiar to me. These statements sound like descriptions of fact, but really, they follow the exact same logic as losing the horse must be a bad thing. Using limited present information to lock in a future that hasn't happened yet. Much of the time, panic isn't caused by how terrifying the situation actually is. It's caused by the fact that our minds have already written the ending in advance, and written the worst possible version of it. Does the old man's wisdom mean we should stop worrying entirely and just let things sort themselves out? I don't think so. The old man wasn't idle. When the horse needed tending, he tended it. When his son broke his leg, he called for a doctor. He wasn't lying flat and doing nothing. Rather, while taking care of whatever needed doing in front of him, he simply let go of the compulsion to know the ending right now. Facing the AI wave, I want to offer 3 concrete suggestions that echo this story. First, do what you can do right now. Learn a new skill, adjust how you work, talk with colleagues about what everyone is worried about. These are all forms of tending the horse. They're concrete things you can do in the present, and they don't require waiting for a certain future to begin. Second, temporarily set aside the judgment of, is this good or bad? You can observe the changes AI is bringing without rushing to render a final verdict. The old man's attitude wasn't blind optimism, nor was it blind pessimism. It was a kind of patience, a willingness to let things play out a little longer before deciding what they mean. Third, learn to distinguish between anxiety and action. Anxiety often leaves you completely paralyzed, endlessly replaying the worst possible outcome in your head. Concrete action, even something small, loosens you, even just a little, from that tight grip of, I must know the answer right now. When the old man said, how do we know this isn't a good thing? He wasn't asking you to delude yourself into believing everything will turn out fine. He was reminding you, the future hasn't been written yet, and the panic you feel right now is really just interest you're prepaying on an ending that hasn't happened. If this space brings you clarity, you are welcome to return. Rest well. Some things are lighter in the morning, palms together.